fans, and welcome to another episode of the Javelina Coaches Show on the Mendoza's Pharmacy Javelina Sports Network as we approach another week of home events here in Kingsville. And one of those home events the next week will be Senior Day for Javelina Beach Volleyball. And we're here with the Javelina Beach Volleyball coach, Tanya Allen. Coach, thank you for carving out some time on a busy week for us.
Thank you for having me.
You guys just got back from Phoenix. You had a 2-on-1 week in Phoenix that puts your team at 6-6 so far this season prior to the final 2 home matches of the year. When you look at what you've learned about your team, what are the most important things you've learned from watching your team through 12 matches?
We have a lot of great leadership, obviously a big senior class, so there's a lot of leadership, but overall the culture on the team is really good. They respond well when we have to get on them. They respond well to learning and growing, and they're really accepting of criticism, which can be difficult when it's a stressful season and when you're playing really tough competition, but they're growing tremendously because of it.
I hope I'm remembering this correctly, but the last time we talked about the pairs, about the lineup that you have, and you talked about how that's, the lineup that you play in February isn't necessarily the lineup that you're going to have in April. And I know that you guys have changed up the pairs over the course of the last few weeks. Have you been happy with the way that your players have responded, the way they've been ready for whatever you're asking for them, match by match, regardless of, or you've been happy with the way that they've kind of been ready to play, ready to be paired up with whoever you have in the lineup that day?
Yeah, I think so. I think they have the right mindset. I think they understand we're just trying to win some games. So they're pretty fluid, pretty flexible. It doesn't really matter who they're playing with. They're obviously going to work really hard. We've figured out a few things that we like, a few things that we don't like, but we're still figuring it out.
What were your takeaways from this past weekend in Phoenix?
We are getting better. That's essentially what we saw. I mean, yes, 2 wins, which is better than the previous weekend, but it's not so much the winning, just overall as a team, we're improving at skills that we're going to need later on.
When you look at this senior class, you guys have had, this is a senior class, all these players have been here for multiple seasons. I remember back in 2018 when we posted the release about Christina Gregason signing here, and now she's a senior, and all these players have been to nationals. All these players have won a lot during their time here and have sunk a lot of time and effort into this program and into trying to get better. What is the impact you feel like this senior class has had on this program?
I think that's what sets the culture. That's what sets, the standard. They, like Tinley was a part of that national championship team, and she's the only one with a ring. She knows. She knows what it takes. She knows what we need to get there. And so, the rest of the seniors have been playing at a very high level. And like you said, they've been to nationals. They understand what's required. And so they don't really let anything slide through the cracks. It's a standard that everyone is expected to meet. And I think that sets, precedent for the younger kids. And because of that, we're just overall better than years past.
Do you feel like this is you mentioned do you feel like this senior class has set the standard for, and do you feel like that the rest of the team understands what's required of them because of the example these players have set?
Yeah, absolutely.
When you look at one thing that's been commonplace for your team throughout the history of this program, you guys are really tough to beat at home. You were here the first weekend of the year. You went 4-0. You've been undefeated at home, I think, 3 separate seasons. What is it about this team's, what is it about playing at the Javelina Beach courts that makes you guys such a difficult opponent?
I think playing at home is obviously much easier than playing on the road in any sport. I mean, you can sleep in your own bed and you can have your fans there to support. I think it changes the game quite a bit. I mean, when we go to nationals, it's a difficult travel to get all the way across the country to come and see us play. Whereas here, majority of our fans are going to be able to make that drive and come down and support. So I think the support system of the fans and just being able to, not have the grind of the travel makes it much easier to play at home.
Yeah, and you guys do a lot of traveling. You've already been to Louisiana and Phoenix, so I would imagine, not having to do that makes things a lot easier.
Much easier, yeah.
You talk about how you've seen this team get better and consistently improve, and I think correct me if I'm wrong, we're about a month away from nationals right now. Do you feel like this team is progressing and is improving at a rate where you feel like they'll be able to be there, where you're happy with where they are right now, and where you feel like they'll be playing their best volleyball once we get to nationals in a month?
Yeah, of course. I'm confident in this team. I have a lot of confidence in them, and we've seen growth, quite a bit of growth. I think we still need to see growth. I don't know that we're where we need to be just yet, but we still have some time. And I am 100% confident that all the way up until the last minute, this group will push and continue to try to improve.
And that's Tuesday is when you guys will have your
Home
senior day
game.
doubleheader here at the Javelina Beach course. Well, Coach, we can't wait to see you then. Best of luck. Go have some fun.
Thank you.
We'll take our first break here on the Javelina Coaches Show. When we come back, we'll talk with the Javelina head track and field coach, Ryan Dall. Don't go away. We'll return in a moment. To another episode of the Javelina Coaches Show, and we have two guests on our next segment of the Coaches Show. We're joined by the head of Javelina Track and Field and Cross Country coach Ryan Dall, and as well as the NCAA Indoor Track and Field Heptathlon National Champion Johnathan Harper. John, Ryan, thank you guys so much for carving out some time today.
Thank you.
You guys are fresh back from Pittsburgh, Kansas, the site of the Indoor National Championships. And Coach, how would you assess, was it a good 2 or 3 days for you guys in Kansas?
Yeah, it was great. I don't think we could have done really much better than we did. So, when everyone comes home with as a first-team All-American, then you tend to be pretty happy about it.
And John, this has been something that you've been working for years. I remember you finished second in this event last year. 2 years ago, you guys were in Kansas. I think it was all ready to go, and then everything got canceled. To now have had the chance this year to compete, to finally reach this goal, what's it been like?
It's been an amazing experience. Definitely really wanted it last year, and we were really close. We've been training really hard this year, and this is my last indoor season, so it's great that it's just finally all synced up and finally got the job done.
Did you feel a little bit of redemption after what's gone on the last 2 years?
Yeah, definitely. There's me and some of those guys have been fighting it out for the past 3-4 years, and it's nice to finally get it done. I mean, we've been looking towards this for a long time, and most of those guys that I used to compete with are gone now, so it's bittersweet.
Have you heard from any of them since you won?
Oh yeah, a lot of past team members that we've had. I mean, that 2018 team, a lot of those guys reached out, and they're really happy for me, and they said, I mean, it's well deserved, and we've been fighting for a long time, and I've been using all those skills that they had taught me and instilled in me since the beginning, and it's just an awesome experience.
You were a guy who walked onto this team, and then that first year, 2018, you were at Outdoor Nationals that year, and you've been back to Indoor and Outdoor Nationals so many times, and again, you've put in so much work. Was there a point in time where you just kind of stopped and looked back and took everything in and thought about all the hard work that you put in to get to this point?
Definitely. When that 2020 season was kind of stolen away, it was hard to wonder like if I was going to get another chance. I mean, we've been training so long and so hard, and just have it all taken away, and then you stop training and you're not able to do something that you love. It really makes you contemplate and wonder what's going to happen. And I felt like last year we were just trying to play catch up, honestly, and this year everything's just starting to sync back up together, and it feels really good.
When did you realize that you were going to win?
You know, well, I didn't know I was ahead in pole vault until after we had finished, and Coach Dall was like, well, you know what you have to do, you got to run this 1,000 hard, and we've been training a lot for the 1,000 lately, and those guys had to beat me by quite a bit in the 1,000, so.
The last lap of the 1,000.
The last lap.
That's what we knew he was going to win. That's what I knew you were going to win.
Yeah, it was.
The start of the last lap.
There's no way, but.
What was going through your mind on that last lap?
Just keep going, and just keep running as hard as I could. So it was an awesome experience. I mean, just crossing that finish line, I was so relieved, so happy, and I was trying to chase the NCAA all-time record, but we got pretty close there.
I was going to say, I think the third all-time in NCAA history international title is a pretty nice consolation prize.
Oh yeah, especially like this meet coming together and hitting a really big PR and a few events, it really bumped up my last PR almost 200 points. So it was an amazing experience right there.
Coach, you've been here for John's entire career. You've watched him work really hard with this goal in mind. To actually get the chance to see him accomplish it, what was that like for you?
Yeah, it was amazing. It was emotional. You know, I think you know, when you're with somebody for so long, you know how hard they train and what they've gone through to get to that point. You know, it's just you know, I mean, it's hard to describe. Honestly, you know, because you just, for a few years we've known he could do it, and you know, we just had to put one together, you know, and I think and when you could do it at that, you know, on that stage, you know, that's even more exciting and impressive. And you know, the heptathlon is like, and same with the decathlon, even more so, but you know, it's like being in sudden death overtime for 6 hours a day for 2 days, you know, I mean, because everything has to be so right, you know, if you screw up one little thing, then it's gone, you know, you can't win after that, you know, I mean, everything has to go right, you know, everything has to be on, and so emotionally, I mean, for a coach, that's the hardest part, you know, because you just like afterwards, you know, so draining because you're just on edge, like I said, the whole 2 days, because one little thing can throw everything off.
It sounds like after the fact, it's as much relief as it is joy when you finally get to let that deep breath out.
There's certainly a big relief, yeah, especially when you do well, you know. It's definitely a big relief, you know. I mean, when you look at it, I mean, the guy who was in the lead on the first day didn't even finish. You know, 2 guys, no height in the pole vault, and they were out of it. You know, I mean, so, you know, everything, you know, and we've seen guys no height in high jump, guys foul out in long jump, guys, you know, I mean, you know, you just never know what can happen. There's so many things that can go wrong. There's way more things that can go wrong than can go right, you know, and so to put together a whole multi is, I mean, it's really an amazing, beautiful thing when it comes together the way it should. And, you know, I've always known John had the ability to do it. You know, I knew that he could, you know, at least come close to that record, the all-time record. I knew, you know, if he had a good day, he could be right in the ballpark there. So, you know, it's just awesome to watch him do that after, like he said, all the work that he's put in, all the time that he's put in. I think now he can say it's worth it.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for stopping by. John, congratulations. Thank you for your time as well. Congratulations on an incredible accomplishment. I think we're all thrilled for you. Well done. And Coach, I know things never stop for you. We'll have you back on to discuss the outdoor track and field season before long. But once again, fellas, thank you both for your time.
Thank you, Mark.
And appreciate everyone for tuning in to the Javelina Coaches Show on the Mendoza's Pharmacy Javelina Sports Network. We'll see you back next week with another episode, so we'll see you then.